The most powerful military in human history. $1 trillion defense budget. Nuclear arsenal. And this week they posted a video, proudly destroying a tiny fishing boat. That's not strength. That's the most dangerous thing a powerful leader can do. And the psychology behind why it's happening right now should terrify every single one of you, regardless of your politics. Stay with me. Here's what's actually happening right now because the headlines aren't telling you the full story. Back in February, the United States and Israel launched a massive military operation against Iran. They killed the supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. But here's what they did not expect. Iran didn't collapse. Iran didn't surrender. Instead, Iran's new supreme leader Mojtaba Khamenei took control and immediately shut down the Strait of Hormuz, one of the most critical waterways on the entire planet. 20% of the world's oil flows through that strait. And Iran didn't just close it. They formalized control over it. They started coordinating 25 ships a day through it, under their oversight, not America's. Meanwhile, back in Washington, what did the most powerful leader in the world do? He posted a video blowing up a fishing boat. Now here's where the psychology becomes genuinely fascinating and genuinely frightening. What we are watching in real time is something psychologists call dominance threat response. Here's what that means. When a leader, whether it's a president, a CEO, a mob boss, or a tribal chief, faces a situation where their dominance is being openly challenged, their entire psychological operating system shifts into one single mode. Restore the perception of power. At any cost. Not actual power. The perception of power. That distinction is everything. See, psychologists who study authoritarian leadership. Milgram, Zimbardo, Altemeyer. They all identified the same pattern. When a dominant leader feels their status slipping, they don't get more rational. They get more theatrical. They perform strength rather than demonstrate it. Blowing up a fishing boat and posting the video. That's not military strategy. That's status theater. It's the equivalent of a man who just lost a fight, going home and punching a wall. The wall wasn't the threat, but punching it tells everyone watching, including himself, that he still has power over something. And look at the pattern because it's everywhere right now. Trump proposed a so-called board of peace for Gaza. 4 months later, $0 in the fund. 0 rebuilding projects started. Complete failure. His ally Erdogan, the president of Turkey, publicly called Netanyahu a tyrant and told Trump his Abraham Accords demand was going nowhere. Saudi Arabia said no. Pakistan said no. Qatar said no. Meanwhile, Iran keeps the Strait of Hormuz shut. Oil prices keep climbing. The bond market is under pressure. The deficit is projected to exceed $2 trillion this year. Every single one of these is a dominance challenge. And every single time, instead of strategic response, we get theatrical performance. All caps truth social posts. Fishing boat explosions on video. Talk about putting gold pillars in the White House. This is what psychologists call compensatory dominance display. When real power is slipping, the performance of dominance intensifies. Now zoom out with me, because this goes way beyond Trump. This is one of the oldest and most documented psychological patterns in all of human political history. When a leader's legitimacy is genuinely threatened not by one enemy, but by multiple simultaneous failure, the brain doesn't calculate rationally. It activates what Robert Sapolsky calls the baboon response. A dominant baboon who senses his position slipping doesn't address the root cause. He attacks the nearest subordinate, even if that subordinate had nothing to do with the actual threat. It signals to the group, I am still dangerous. I am still dominant. Fear me. The fishing boat. The attacks on Canada. The war on the media. The gold pillars. Same mechanism. Different stage. And the most dangerous moment in any dominance hierarchy, whether it's a baboon troop or a nuclear superpower, is when the dominant figure starts to feel cornered. I want you to sit with one question. When you see a powerful person in your own life, a boss, a parent, a leader you followed start performing power, instead of demonstrating it, what does that tell you about what they're actually feeling on the inside? Because the answer to that question is one of the most important things you can learn about human psychology. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If this kind of breakdown, where psychology meets what's actually happening in the world, is useful to you, subscribe. I do this every single week. See you in the next one.